What's up, kids? Welcome back to the Dave Cave. Dave here, and today I'm having a look at the DC Multiverse McFarlane Collector Edition Green Lantern Simon Baz by McFarlane Toys. Very excited to have this guy in hand, the second figure in the Collector Edition wave featuring Chris Reeve, number 26. Chris Reeve was 25, and a figure that is continuing the trend of Collector Edition figures, including the faceplates in the pack and also doing away with the trading card stand, which I am very happy to see. Now we're going to crack this guy open, guys, take a closer look in just a sec, but before I do that, I have to give a shout out to one of the sponsors of the channel, Angel Grove Toys and Collectables. Guys, head over to angelgrovecollectables.com, buy yourself something nice and support one of the best indies in the biz over here in Australia. They service the entire world, so purchase with confidence at Angel Grove Collectables, no matter where in the world you may be. Also going to remind you at the jump here to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Also share the channel around with your mates, guys, and help me get Dave Cave Dave out there. While you're at it, why don't you hit the bell as well so that you're notified whenever my videos drop. With all that said and done, guys, let's crack into the figure. Let's do this. Okie dokie, guys, here he is out of his packaging, and as you can see, for a collector edition figure, we've got a nice amount of accessories there. Yeah, no trading card stand, although I have included one of them from a previous release, but yeah, we do not get a trading card stand in the collector edition figures anymore, which is great. I already have a bag of these in the garage, just taking up space. Can't bring myself to throw them away, but yeah, they're literally just taking up space at this point. I do not use them for anything except for holding up the trading cards in my reviews. But let's talk about the important stuff, guys. We do get the card, we do get the stand, we get a nice array of constructs there, and we do get the face plates. Now, as you can see in the montage there, these are quite nice. It's nice that you do get a couple of like smiley faces, and you get the angry face as well. You get the serious face, the business face there, and yeah, the face that he's rocking, the kind of smirk face. So really nice that you get options with how you get to display this guy, and I really hope it becomes a norm for DC Multiverse figs just moving forward. Let's talk about the accessories before we talk about the figure itself. Now, I don't know if these accessories are like thematic in any way. I know that Simon Baz in the book is a bit of a rev head. He likes his cars, he likes street racing. So these two kind of make some sense, like they're mechanical. This is like a drill fist kind of thing. And then, yeah, this is like a mechanical fist. So it would make sense that he's, into tuning up his car, working on his car. So, making some like mechanical constructs. That does make sense to me. So if that was the case, then yeah, the big hammer, the wonky hammer, I might add. Like, what the hell is that? It's, looking a bit lopsided there, guys. It's glued as well, so I can't like pop it open and fix it. I guess it ties into the like mechanical theme of the other constructs, but yeah, not really. And then you get the battery there as well, which is kind of nice. I don't know if that's accurate. I don't know if that's his actual battery. but it is a nice battery. It's a nice looking battery. It's a Hal Jordan-esque classic looking battery. And then the figure itself, guys. So yeah, he's a good looking fig. He's on that Blue Beetle buck, whatever it is. Yeah, it is that Blue Beetle buck, the Booster Gold buck. Now, it's interesting, you know, yeah, we've got nice faces. Yeah, the faces are probably the best thing about this figure, to be honest, because the rest of it is just printed on. Like, all of that detail is just printed on. None of it is raised. And I'm starting to get a little tired of that, but, you know, whatever. They keep giving it to us. Okay. So, yeah, and then, you know, down to the knees, we've got nothing. Like, no paint below the waist, really. So yeah, a little disappointing. On his arm there, we've got the tattoo that Simon Baz has. I believe it says courage in Arabic. But like, it's weird that they used that color of green. Like, you can barely see it. I wasn't going to bring it out just yet, but if I get the DC Direct version out, have a look at this guy. All of the detail on that suit is sculpted, all of it. He's got a unique belt. He's got a holster because he does use guns. Yeah, all of it. And then if you look at the tattoo, it's in bright green. It's in the bright green paint there, which kind of reflects that the tattoo is part of his Green Lantern costume. You know, it appears as a construct on his body, the same way that the suit does. And then if you have a look at those boots as well, like, you know, it feels a lot cheaper, you know. So yeah, it's not nice to see that, man. Not nice to see that. Sculpt wise and detail wise, it's outdone by the DC Direct figure. That should not be the case. Should not be the case at all. But sadly, it's where we are. It's where we are, man. Yeah, so, I don't know. Faceplates are nice. But yeah, other than that, I feel like even the constructs are just kind of phoned in. So yeah, not their best Green Lantern release, not gonna lie, not their best, but it does have some redeeming features. Cool that we get unique constructs, but like, I feel like they have nothing to do with him as a person. Like, at least with John Stewart, we get guns, like that makes sense. With Kyle Rayner, we get like, you know, we got like katana swords and like armor and stuff like that. That kind of played into his background as an artist, right? He was a cartoonist, so it would make sense that he had like anime inspired or Japanese inspired weaponry. This guy gets this stuff. Once again, I had to flip through the comics and I couldn't see anything. I feel like my link there of him being a Rev head and linking it to that is kind of tenuous. Prove me wrong in the comments, guys. If you know if these are like ripped directly out of the comics, let me know. But right now, I don't think they are, and I think I'm making connections. Another thing I didn't like, you know, this paint job. Like, look at where it ends on the DC Direct figure. It ends quite high, like in the middle of the abs, and like they extended it so far down that it actually gets hidden behind the diaper piece, which, I mean, it's just kind of dumb. Like, if they just paid attention to the actual original design of the character, they would have seen that, yeah, or the original figure. I mean, like, Todd's doing DC Direct nowadays anyway, right? This was DC Collectables, but still. Yeah, no, a couple of shortcomings on this guy, but overall he's okay. It doesn't come with a gun either, or a holster. Would have been nice if we got a holster, but no, that doesn't come with the Blue Beetle figure. So how could we possibly be given a holster? Yeah, this is one of those examples where, you know, like, DC Multiverse just feels kind of, I don't know. It's just one of those releases that feels a little cheap, even with the amazing head portraits. Like, that goes a long way. Like the alternate face plates, that goes a long way, right? But then the figure is just let down by these other like shortcomings. It's kind of slack. That said, he does look pretty cool, especially with the gun in his hand. So yeah, I've had to grab that gun out of one of the munitions pack. One of the munitions packs there. So yeah, that does look pretty cool. But yeah, it would have been nice if he had a freaking holster to go with it. But I do like, yeah, I really do like the imagery of a Green Lantern with a freaking pistol, right? Like it's a pretty cool idea. And I think it comes from the fact that like this guy doesn't trust, like he doesn't trust it, right? So, you know, he feels like he has to have a backup. And so what can he trust more than an actual pistol, right? What can you trust more than a bloody pistol, guys? Definitely not a Green Lantern ring. I really wish that paint there was in like that light green of the emblem like it was with the OG. And it's funny, one thing I always noticed with this figure is that paint is so close in color to the glow-in-the-dark paint color, but it doesn't glow in the dark. And this is almost there as well. So yeah, two figures that should glow in the dark, look like they should anyway, but they don't. But yeah, not bad, guys, not bad. All right, we're gonna leave it there. We'll do a couple of comparisons and then we'll call it good. Alrighty, just before comparisons, I thought we'd sneak in some recommended reading. Over here, we've got the Green Lantern Rise of the Third Army hardcover. Now, this is going back to the New 52. I haven't read Jeff Johns' Green Lantern stuff in so long, man. I've been meaning to go back and read it all. I have it all in hardcover, every single issue. Yeah, I really dug this run back in the day, man. It was epic. It kept me engrossed from the very beginning of Green Lantern Rebirth. And I was a Kyle Rayner guy, man. I love Kyle Rayner with a passion. And then for them to come along and be like, no, Hal Jordan is your Green Lantern now. I was very skeptical, but Johns got me, man. From the start of Rebirth all the way through to the very end in the volume called The End. During the rise, not the Rise of the Third Army, the New 52, during the New 52, yeah, I was just engrossed, man. He had me hook, line, and sinker. So anyway, in the Rise of the Third Army, which I think is like, it's around the third volume, it's kind of between volume 2 and volume 3 of the New 52 Green Lantern stuff. So right before the very final volume, Simon Baz is introduced. He's from a family of Lebanese immigrants. His family plays, a role in the story, and he's a character with a little bit of trauma in his past. He was a street racer, as I said before. He's a bit of a rev head, and he loses his brother in a street race. He steals a car for whatever reason. I think he's escaping from someone trying to save his own life, and then what he doesn't realize is that the car actually has a bomb inside of it, and so he gets framed for essentially like terrorism. Well, not framed, he gets blamed for being a terrorist, and then while he's in custody being interrogated about being a terrorist, the merged rings of Sinestro and Hal Jordan find him, and he becomes their new bearer, the new ring bearer. And it's both Hal's and Sinestro's ring that are fused into one. And so the ring is like behaving erratically. It's a little confused. Sinestro had a very different way of doing things than Hal did. So yeah, the ring itself is glitching out, and then you've got Simon Baz himself kind of being this new ring bearer, and he finds himself embroiled in some Justice League level stuff. Well, I've got another bit of recommended reading for you. Give me 1 sec. All right, another bit of reading is, once again, the New 52's Justice League of America. This is not just the Justice League, this is the Justice League of America. This is essentially Amanda Waller's government-sanctioned Justice League, where she puts together a bunch of superheroes to keep the Justice League in check. She puts these guys into place to kind of keep tabs on the Justice League, because she doesn't trust any of them. And so, yeah, Simon Baz was one of them. Some great moments in this, also written by Jeff Johns, art by David Finch, and some other awesome artists. You've got Brett Booth and Doug Mankey, or Monkey. I don't know how you say that name, but all three awesome artists, and definitely worth checking out if you want some Simon Baz in your life. We'll see you for the comparisons. Alrighty guys, time for some quick comparisons. We'll do a couple of these and then we'll call it a day. I'll bring this DC Collectables Simon Baz back in. Now it's interesting, these guys are almost on par. This guy feels like he should be shorter, but they're almost on par with each other. See, it feels like he's around a 7-inch figure, but in hand, yeah, he feels like he should be around 6-inch. So yeah, they actually look quite nice together. And I've got to say, yeah, once again, the details on this guy and the paint, I just feel are far superior. Yeah, but yeah, let's bring in some Multiverse. Bring in the human Green Lanterns. First up, we'll bring John Stewart in. This is the classic version from the JLA wave. And yeah, it looks like he's a little taller than him there. Then we'll bring in the classic Hal, the digital one. It should look nice as well. And yeah, we're kind of like mixing eras here, guys. And we're going to continue to do that because I've also got modern Kyle. So this is the Kyle from the era that Simon Baz kind of first appeared. So those two are kind of on par with each other, whereas these two, the Hal and John, are their kind of classic versions. Then we'll bring in Tomar Ray, communicating with the Guardians there. That's my favorite pose for Tomar. And yeah, there we go, guys. They look fantastic together. And then just for S's and G's, let's bring in the Ram Swamp Thing. So he towers over them. But yeah, another intergalactic traveler along with our Green Lanterns there. So yeah, very cool, guys. So that's my Simon Baz review. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to give the video a like. And remember, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You know, there's a couple of you out there that are watching that are not subscribed. So why don't you do it, guys? Subscribe and you'll get to see my stuff in your feed and everyone will be happy. Most of all, me. Thank you so much for any love that you've given me in the past, whether it's been in likes, comments, or showing up for one of my live streams. I really appreciate you and I hope that you continue to do so in the future. Thanks again to Angel Grove Collectables for supporting the channel. Head on over to Angel Grove Collectables, guys, and show them and yourself some love. 2 birds, 1 stone. That's it from me, guys. Until the next live stream, until the next review, the next one is Mr. Terrific from this collector edition wave. Until the next Instagram post, I'm going to ask you to take care of each other and buy more toys. See ya.